Good morning from downtown Gatlinburg. I'm standing here on the bank. I think this is the Little Pigeon River, but just below Ripley's, the aquarium here. The elevation here is 1285. I'm gonna do something today called the vertical mile, which is the ascent from Gatlinburg up to the top of Mount LeConte, which is just over 1 vertical mile above where I'm standing here in Gatlinburg. Should take me about 3 hours to go to the top. Here we go. All right, just a little over a mile up the road from Gatlinburg and walking into the park. Yep, won't be taking that trail. Back to the road. Whoop! Turkey, turkey, turkey. Turkey. 4 turkeys. For the first about 3.5 miles up from Gatlinburg, you follow Cherokee Orchard Road, which is one of the driving tours through this side of the park. I have gone uphill about 1,300 feet. Right here's the Rainbow Falls trailhead. This is where the road gets left behind and we start up the Rainbow Falls Trail to LeConte. All right, 6.6 up, here we go. Classic Smoky's footbridge across the creek. This is Little Rainbow Falls. Just a little above here is Big Rainbow Falls. All right, this is Rainbow Falls. Named so because at certain times of the day and year and based on water flow, the sunlight will come through here and the mist will separate it into a rainbow. I've only been here twice. And it's been morning both times. I think the afternoon sun is probably prime time for rainbow at this location. Anyway, it's really flowing. It's an amazing spot. About a 2.7 mile hike from the nearest parking lot. All right, let's do some stats. From the Rainbow Falls trailhead to where it intersects the big Mount LeConte trail on top is right at 6 miles. I'm about halfway through that section right now. Almost 7 miles up the trail, and I've gained just over 3,200 feet of elevation in the last hour and a half. Got about 2,000 feet more uphill to go to the top of LeConte. Onwards. First really nice pop-out spot with some views. Top of the mountain's still in the clouds right now, but hopefully the sun's doing its work. Burn it off by the time I get up there. Just above that pop-out spot, it's kind of cool and eerie here, all these dead trees. There's a lot of things I like about the Smokies. There's 2 things in particular I've been thinking about just now. One is just how when you go from such an elevation change from 1,200 feet at the starting point, working my way up towards almost 6,600 feet at the summit, the forest changes. Like there's different biology as the elevations change. I'm more of a rock jock or a geography genius, not really a biology buff, so I can't name the plants. But it's interesting to see how they change from like a hardwood forest below to like rhododendron around Rainbow Falls. Then we went through the area where the trees were dead. And now we're getting ready to get up high where everything will kind of get scraggly because the wind constantly blows. So one is just noting how the forest changes. And fall is more prevalent up here, up high. Second thing is just because the woody Smokies are so wooded, like you hike along this trail and you're like in this tunnel of green. But then occasionally you find these spots where you pop out and you're like way up in the air. So it's just kind of surreal as you hike along and then get these reminders that really in this otherworldly place. So upward, here we go. Cool spot to check the watch. 1 mile above sea level would be 5,280. So I am just over a mile above the ocean. Summit of LeConte is 6,594. So I've got right at 1,300 feet of uphill left. All right, here's a major intersection. This is like the highway to the top of LeConte. It's about a half a mile up this way to the lodge. That's the way I'm gonna go. About 3/10 of a mile beyond the lodge, so almost a mile from here is the true top of LeConte. I came up this way through the Rainbow Falls Trail. There's also another trail down this way called Bullhead, which links back up at the Rainbow Falls Trailhead parking lot. When I did the vertical mile 2 years ago, that's how I went down. Today I'm going to use a different trail called the Trillium Gap Trail when I descend off of LeConte later today. 1 mile to the top. Home stretch, here we go. Many people who summit LeConte come up the Alum Cave Trail, which is this trail here. Intersects here into this super highway to the top. First people I've seen in about 3 miles. Here's the lodge. We'll double back to that in a minute. First order of business is tagging the summit, which is about a half mile further on. Almost there. This is the spot that I love. Right before you get to the actual summit of LeConte, you pop out on this ridge and just gets these sick views into the heart of the Smokies. All right, here we go. This pile of rocks here is the actual top of Mount LeConte. They call it high top. There's no views up here, but geographically, this is it. 6,594 feet above sea level, 10.5 miles, 2 hours, 39 minutes. And 5,352 feet of elevation gain. Vertical mile. Let's go check out some of the sights here on top of LeConte. This is Myrtle Point on the east side of Mount LeConte. This is where you come to watch the sunrise. All right, this is Cliff Tops. This is the western facing view from Mount LeConte. Semi-socked in today. Trying to get a bar so I can text my wife. Quick update here on the way down, about 18.5 miles into my day. Here's the bottom of the Rainbow Falls Trail. Sorry for my pulls. From here, it's about 4 miles down the road back to Gatlinburg, so somewhat back to civilization. 4 miles left. It's been a big day, awesome day. Let's go. All right, that's nearly a wrap on the day. I am 22.7 miles in. I'm back to civilization. You can see I'm walking a street here in Gatlinburg. My ride, my Uber, my wife is coming to pick me up. and take me back to the cabin. I don't want to run up that hill after I ran up the big hill of LeConte. So, good day. I broke my previous vertical mile record by about 25 minutes, so wasn't trying to break any records or anything, but I'm in better shape than I was 2 years ago, so I got up there faster. About 15 minutes ago, I was making my way down the road out of the national park and had someone stop me and let me know that there was about 7 bears near and in the road, so did some good old-fashioned hitchhiking. Got a couple of grannies in a pickup truck to pick me up, help me bypass the bears. So while my watch says 22.7, I actually had about a mile less than that when I was riding in the back of their pickup truck. So good day, another adventure. Can't wait to do it again.